Inmates are not your friends, and they sure have a strange way of showing their friendship. A male nurse in a California prison just recently was hit in the back of the head by an inmate, and now the inmate is being charged with attempted murder, as the inmate should be. In Italy, in a prison, an officer was trying to quell a disturbance, and a 60-year-old Sicilian mafia boss member, currently serving time in prison, bit the tip of his pinky finger off and swallowed it. These are all signs of why you cannot trust any inmate. And there's people out there right now saying, not all inmates are the same. You're exactly right. Not all inmates are the same. But we, as correctional officer staff, are not psychologists, and we cannot determine which inmate is nice, which inmate is mean, which inmate is a psychopath, which inmate is a Charles Manson, which inmate is a Jeffrey Dahmer, and which inmate is a Ted Bundy. Okay, that's why we must treat all inmates the same. Firm, fair, and consistent, and never trust them. Trust and inmates. Those two words don't go together. Okay, they repel. Now, if you decide one day you want to trust an inmate, you have already started your downfall. You can be firm, fair, and consistent. You can give the inmates what is required. You know, their food, their bedding, their recreation time, whatever it may be, their medical appointments, their dental appointments, all those things. But you are not to give them anything extra, because if you do, like giving them candy, gum, anything, a cigarette, half of your sandwich from your lunchbox, you have started your downfall. When you start talking to inmates about your personal life, your family members and your daughters and your sons and your wife, you have started your downfall. Because when the inmates get all the information they want, this is what they're going to say. Bring me a pack of cigarettes. Bring me a couple of joints. Marijuana joints. You say, no, are you crazy? I'm not going to do that. I am going to kill you and your family. Or I have people on the street. If they're gang affiliated, you're going to hear this a lot. I will have people take care of your family. Or they'll come back to you and say, hey, my people saw your daughter the other day playing in the yard. You were out there. They're playing on the little kids' basketball goal. Yeah, we saw that. She has blonde hair, she has brunette hair, whatever. And you're going to go, what? That's what you get for opening your big mouth and talking to inmates about your personal life and your family. Can't trust inmates, remember? Inmates are not your friends. Don't believe they are there to do anything to help you. They are there to get everything out of you for their benefit that they can. If you remember that, you'll have a successful career and you won't be on the front page of a newspaper or on the evening news saying how you brought in a pack of cigarettes for an inmate and were arrested in a sting operation or whatever. You know, it goes from cigarettes to dope to weapons to ammunition to all kinds of things. Even to extort you for sex. Can't trust an inmate. Remember, trust and inmates don't go together. You know, the saying in jails, the trustees. I don't know if that was made to be a joke or what. In prison, we call them orderlies. Okay? You can't trust an inmate. And I know that there's people out there going, this is terrible. You must have some trust in them to help rehabilitate them. I'll tell you what I have trust in. I have trust that if they do everything they're supposed to, then in my mind I might think this inmate might have a chance when they get out of prison to do the right thing. That's the trust I'll have in my mind. But I'll also know that I can't be sure of that, and I have to be aware. We had a nurse handing medication through the food slot. This is to take care of the inmate, and he reached out with a razor blade and sliced the top of her hand. You know, so you just don't know which inmate is which, as I explained earlier. Which inmate is Charles Manson, which inmate is Jeffrey Dahmer, which inmate is Ted Bundy, which inmate is, you know, going to harm you. So, folks, be safe and stay alert. Keep your head on a swivel. Do not become friends with inmates. Do not allow them to manipulate you. Agencies, you should be giving inmate manipulation training for free at no cost to your staff. In the academy, after the academy, annual training, all those things. There should be nobody not having inmate manipulation provided to them for free. Officers, you see somebody talking to inmates about their personal life, stop them, take them to the side. You don't have to write them up. Okay, first time. Take them to the side and say, look, I'm trying to help you here. Don't talk to inmates about your personal life, and tell them some of the things I just said and things you know from working in the job of why they should not be doing this. And then if they're a know-it-all, or I got this, or don't worry about me as their answer, instead of a thank you, then let them fall on their face. And if you see them again doing the same thing, maybe it's time to step up the ladder. Go to the sergeant next. Say, hey, I talked to him privately, trying to help him. Don't want to write anything on him, but this is the second time I've caught him talking to an inmate about their home life. You know, you're trying to save this officer. So hopefully that officer will appreciate it, say thank you, and learn from the mistake, and not be a know-it-all. Because you know what happens? Know-it-alls fall flat on their face. And some of these folks that don't want to take your advice, your good thought out advice, okay? You know, there's a song called, I don't need your well thought out advice, I can make my own mistakes just fine. Well then, let them make their mistakes, because some of them might be bringing in things for inmates and making money, and they don't want to quit, and we need to get them out of the system as well. Anyway, main thing about this message is don't let yourself fall into that hole. Don't let them know anything about you. Yes, I know they can send people out and find things out about you. Let them do the work if they're desperately want to find things out about you. If they threaten you with, I'm going to kill your family or kill you, write them up immediately. You don't have to grab them immediately. They're not going anywhere. We know where they're going to be. They're going to be in the prison. So call for backup, or let your sergeant know that I just had a death threat. I'm going to write a report. I want to charge this inmate. I want this inmate to be charged with a crime. And the sergeant or you and your fellow officers may decide, let's wait till count time, when the inmate is only in the cell by himself or in a cell with another inmate. There's only two of them to deal with. You know, use your head. Don't go out gang busting. I'm going to grab him. He threatened me and my family. I'm going to take him down. We just don't know. You never know what an inmate can do. Don't let their size fool you. A 60-year-old inmate bit a finger off an officer and swallowed it. Okay, so don't think they're too old. I'm 61. I would like to think I have a little fight left in me. Don't think a small, skinny inmate can't hurt you. You know, we all want to be tougher and stronger, but listen, let's be smarter. Work smarter, not harder. And let's wait for the right time. This inmate did a verbal threat, a verbal death threat against you. No need to rush over there by yourself and grab him. Let's wait for the time is right and pick him out, take him, lock him up. Okay? Be safe out there. Work safely. Work smarter, not harder. Please, I hope out of this whole video you got something, some message out of it. Okay? And if you don't, I would pray the agency does the investigation and sends it off to the state attorney for charges. If they don't do that, you can be off duty, and you have all the right in the world to go to the state attorney's office off duty take a copy of your report and tell them, I want to file charges on this inmate. He made a death threat against me and my family. Okay? Stay safe, everybody. True Prison Stories. Please subscribe.